Hey, hello. Welcome to Travel Time Chit Chat with Tamara. I got people who watch my video and they watch like 5 seconds of it and they leave. They probably hear me sing that and they're like, oh my gosh, we got to get out of here. So I started recording and I started coughing. So I had to stop, pull over, and I had some teas in the back of my car that I had for a trip when I went to Connecticut with my daughter, and still left over sitting back here. So I pulled over and went out and grabbed one because I was coughing and coughing and coughing, and I finally had to stop my previous recording. And I said, well, I'm only a minute into it, so I'll start over. So here we are at a minute. Let's hope I don't start coughing again. So as I was saying, which you didn't hear, we just got home from camping. I was commenting about how red my cheeks were when I turned the camera on. I've been running around and it's 69 degrees out here, so it's really not that hot, but I've been running. We got home, I ran inside, brought some stuff in, ran downstairs, well, fed the cat. He was very happy to see me. Ran downstairs. We've been gone since Tuesday, and even though I had time away on my store and I had put extended my handling for 4 days, I don't have to ship until Monday, but I only did that on eBay. I didn't do anything to Mercari, Poshmark, and Etsy, and I had sales on those 3 platforms. So on Mercari, I'm kind of bordering probably getting suspended from them because I've canceled a lot of orders lately. With all this camping, I have had very limited cell service. So this last campground we were at, I had one bar. I could get like text messages. Sometimes they were delayed, but no phone calls. My husband actually had a telephone doctor's appointment with the VA yesterday, and he had to get in his car and drive off from the campground to be able to talk to them. And I had done a whole bunch of listings and put some into draft. I don't normally do that. I'm really with the belief that when you're working on eBay, if you list it. Like if you're putting through all the work of listing things, have it go live. Don't hang on to it to list later. But I figured, you know what? Let's just try it so it shows I'm active every day this week. So I think I had about 25 items, so I could let like 5 go every day. But then I didn't have cell service. But if I walked to the edge of the campground, the main road, I would get 2 bars, and it would be enough for me to pull up stuff. Well, I didn't end up even thinking about listing on eBay because I would walk out to the end. I'm like, they need to put a bench out here because I would walk out and I would just stand against the campground sign and be checking my email. But I have had a lot of messages on Etsy, on Mercari, on eBay. I had 2 items not received on eBay, which one's all set. He or she ended up getting it, and it was a Puerto Rico. I went to Puerto Rico, and they got it. Oh no, that one wasn't Puerto Rico. That one was Brazil. And I thought, I don't normally ship to Brazil, and I was like, when I remember shipping it, thinking, oh, I usually get issues with Brazil, but I will not send anything used to Brazil. This was a brand new item, and they ended up getting it like the next day. And I don't know if maybe they can't see the tracking information, or maybe they don't understand it because it's not their language and it's hard to like translate the page, or they don't know how to. But I ended up sending them a screenshot and said it shows that it passed through customs and it's going to be out for delivery. So today, and that was a couple of days ago, and today I noticed that I got feedback, so they must have gotten it. Then the other one was somebody had ordered a shirt, a Columbia shirt, and it went to a forwarding company in Miami, and he said he didn't get it, and it was delivered to the wrong address, and he wanted me to deliver it to this whatever address. And I said, that's the address I put on the thing, and the post office says it was delivered. It was left with an individual. And he goes, well, it wasn't left with them. It's at the post office waiting for somebody to pick it up. And I said, well, if it was waiting at the post office, it would say that. He said he lives in Lima, Peru. And I told him that in the future, I do direct shipping. You don't need to use a forwarder. And I said, but at this point, it shows that it was delivered, and it was delivered to that address that you provided me, left with an individual. So if it's a forwarding company and they got your package and they're not forwarding it on to you, that's not up to me. And I know that eBay should have me covered, because from what I understand, they do cover you when, if somebody's sending something to a forwarding company and it shows delivered, then that's it. Like, if you haven't gotten it in Peru, that's not on me to get it to you in Peru. You should have ordered it directly from me. And I mentioned I do international shipping. So in the future, just have me send it to you directly. I don't know. Maybe they get a better deal having a forwarder. I don't know. But we'll see where that goes. I did end up telling him that at this point, I'm going to stop communications. I didn't say it in that way. I pretty much just said, it's out of my hands. It shows delivered. And that's when I said, if it was pending pickup at the post office, it would show that on the tracking, and it doesn't show that. And I'm just going to leave it up to eBay at this point, because he had opened a case. So I'll let eBay deal with it. And then the other lady, I sent her a message today and said, can you please close your case, because you have received it and left feedback, and it's still open. So hopefully she closes that. And then I had 2 items arrive damaged. One of them, the lady, it was a travel mug, a Ray Dunn coffee mug, travel one. And she said that it arrived damaged. She sent me a picture, and it clearly looked like it had arrived damaged. And even though I bubble wrap it and put it in a box, I probably should have put it in a bigger box and not had it so close to the edge of the box. She says the box did not look damaged at all, so she is insinuating that I sent her a damaged product. And I said, I know it was not damaged when I sent it to you. But I did honestly tell her that when I shipped it, I was a little worried. But if I would have went up a bigger box, it would have gone over £1, and it would have cost more in shipping, and I would have had to eat that. So I took a chance. And in this case, it didn't work out in my favor, because it did arrive damaged, and I feel bad for her. But then I did actually tell her to open a return, because I probably should have just refunded her. But it's still usable. It's got a ding in the side, but you can still use it. So I'm like, well, send it back to me. I'll use it. I'll use it when I go places, which I could have used today since I was coughing and didn't have anything to drink. So that's coming back to me. And then I did find that I have one on hand. So I'm going to reach out to her and see if she would like it, and I can resend it to her, and I'll wrap it appropriately and send it off. But we'll see. I was taking a loss on it anyhow, because it's something I've had for a few years. And at one point, Ray Dunn stuff was selling really good, and then it just kind of crashed, and it just hasn't been selling as good. So this one has been sitting there for 3 years. I think I had it on a 75% off sale, just trying to clear stuff out. So that was that one. And then I had another, actually it was a Pioneer woman. And I gotta figure out where to park over here. I had a Pioneer woman wooden cake stand, a tier tray that I sold. And she said that arrived damaged with a chip out of it. And she sent me a picture of the chip. She was really nice, and she asked me for a partial refund, and she would just glue it back on, because it was in an area where you won't really see it. And I will tell you, I said to her, I replied and apologized for it arriving broken. I thought I had, it was in a 12 by 12 by 8 box. I used a lot of bubble wrap. I've invested in some of the big bubble wrap instead of just the small. So I've been doing stuff in the small bubble wrap and then putting it in the big one. And so I said, I'm game for a partial refund. What were you thinking, that you would want? So I don't remember how much she paid for it. For some reason, I'm thinking like $30. So I was thinking I'd refund like half, like $15. She replied back just $5. And I'm like, I'm glad I let her choose the dollar amount instead of me, because I would have done $15. So I sent her back $5. She also left me positive feedback. So I'm really happy with that. But all right, I'm at the post office, that weird color, greeny yellow. And I'll talk to you guys when I drive back home. I'm back. Look how quick that was. You know what I used today that I wish I would have ordered some when they were discontinuing them? Were the regional boxes. So I think they did away with all the regional boxes. And I know they did away with the A's, but I think all of them. I used to have some of the B's, or not the B's, but the C's, and they were really, really big. I really liked those boxes. And when they discontinued them, like probably like 6-7 years ago, maybe even longer, I kept quite a few on hand, and I really liked using them because they would go regular priority, and you could put like a big plush in it or something like that, which is really cool, and not have to buy a box. So I ended up using some regional B boxes. I had sold two things on, well, more than two, but two bigger things on Poshmark. One of them was a pair of size 13 Nike sneakers, and they fit perfect in those B boxes. And then I sold the baby shark plush. A baby shark plush. And I go like this because when you put, it's like a puppet, and when you move its mouth, it sings. I sold this very last one. I picked up so many of them on clearance a few Christmases ago for $5, thinking I would be able to get ungated somehow and be able to send them into Amazon. Well, I never ended up getting ungated, and I threw them up on eBay, and they've been slowly trickling. But I sold one on Poshmark, my very last one. Finally, they're done and out of here. Don't have to worry about baby shark anymore. But so what I was saying before I got on this whole tangent of all these issues with eBay was I would go out and get a signal, and I would see, like, I'd get text messages and these notifications that somebody opened a request and somebody opened a return and somebody sent a message, but when I would open it, it would never open. So I would walk out to the edge of the road to get that signal, to be able to download the message, reply to it, do whatever I needed to do. Plus, as something was selling, I would be able to say, okay, what's sold on Posh, Etsy, and Mercari, so I can take it down from eBay and all the other platforms when I'm cross-posting, which is a challenge when you cross-post and you're traveling all the time. It has been extremely difficult keeping up with it this summer. The cell service has just been so bad. I've got Verizon, and I've just been challenged upon challenged every summer since we bought the RV for me to get a good signal when we're camping. So I'm thinking next year I'm going to definitely, we only got 2 more trips left. They're both weekend trips. And I think I'm going to end up getting like a T-Mobile or an AT&T, or I was looking at Mint Mobile. I don't know what Mint Mobile uses. If they use like Verizon, right, then it wouldn't do me any good. So I gotta find out what towers they use. But I'd like to find one that I just pay month to month, because I only really need it from like May to September. Because after that, we're not camping because it's winter here, and we put it away for the winter. We winterize it. So when it comes to Mercari, because eBay has such a large penalty when you cancel something, for the amount of volume I do, I can only cancel something like 3 orders. It's just crazy over a 12-month period. And I understand, they don't want people selling stuff that you don't have, and it is disappointing when you get an order canceled and you were thinking you were getting it, and especially if you took a long time trying to figure out which one to order, and you finally find one you like and you order it, and then it gets canceled and you got to like start all over again. That is disappointing, and I understand that, but I feel like their percentage is just crazy. It was crazy. A few years ago, it was just overnight, all of a sudden I had this Funko Pop that I had in stock for so long, and it sold out. I had it cross-posted to just Amazon, and because I was doing FBM with it, and eBay. I sold out on Amazon, and then I think I had like 6 of them. I sold out all 6 on Amazon, and then I sold like 4 or 5 of them on eBay in one night. And I'm like, what happened with that Funko Pop that all of a sudden like everybody wanted it? Had I not been sleeping and realized they were going so quickly, I would have raised my price, because obviously something was like, I don't know what the word is, but you know, whatever, trending. And so I ended up having to cancel my eBay ones because I didn't want to mess with Amazon, because I was still very active on Amazon at the time, and I didn't want, you know, to put that into jeopardy. But I didn't realize by canceling them on eBay how much that was going to affect me. And it was at Christmas time, and I lost my top rated seller status at the beginning of December, and so I didn't save, and that was, you know, sales were really good in December and January. It took me a while to finally get it back, because you got to wait such a long period of time for that percentage to go away. So all that time I wasn't top rated seller, so I wasn't getting that top rated seller discount, and it just really stinks. So when I sell something on more than one platform, I will cancel the other platform. So this was happening on Mercari. For some reason, there was some on Mercari that I remember taking down from Mercari, and even on eBay lately, I've sold some things I haven't had on hand, and I've just been like, one lady had bought a Hot Wheels from me, a Toy Story one, and I sent her a message. She bought Woody, and I said, I don't have any more Woodies, I'm sorry, but I do have Duke Kaboom and the Ducky, the duck. I said, are you interested in either or both of those? I actually offered her both of those in replace of Woody. And she said, no, just go ahead and cancel my order. So I went and canceled her order. Well, before I canceled it, I didn't actually cancel it. I sent her, and this is kind of skirting around the rules, but I sent her Duke Kaboom. So I had a tracking of sending her something. And then after I printed the label, I went in and I sent her a refund. And I said another adjustment. I didn't say like I was canceling or anything like that. So it showed up as like an item was shipped, but she just got a refund. Well, then the same thing happened to, I sold some notebooks. This was all last week, by the way. I tell you, it's just been one thing after another, and I'm just like, I just need to slow down, I think. I've been really, really busy, and I've been really busy with sales. Like, I have been selling a lot, cross-posting a lot, listing a lot. And I sold a set of notebook journals that my mom had made that had gnomes on the front. And I sold them on, it was on eBay. And I went to take it down from Etsy, and it wasn't there. And I said, oh, why is it not there? So I was a little worried. When I went down the next morning, I noticed I couldn't find them. And I said, all right, well, I do have one with a gnome, and then I had 2 other ones that there were a set I was selling, but only one had a gnome. So I said, I'm going to send them to her for free. And so, you know, so I'm out product and I'm out shipping, just like the Duke Kaboom, but I didn't have to cancel it. Instead, I said, I ended up doing the same thing I did with the other one. I printed a label, sent them off to her, and then I went in and I processed a refund and explained to her that I didn't have any, and but I had one with a gnome, and I was just going to send it to you for free. I apologize that I missed my inventory. So I got positive feedback from both of them. The lady who got the Duke Kaboom, she sent me a message saying, thank you so much for sending me the Duke Kaboom. And then she left me positive feedback. And then the other one, in her positive feedback, she didn't mention that I had sent her something other. She just said that they were really nice and thank you for the great service, that kind of thing. Oh, hold on, my husband's calling. I gotta answer. All right, so my husband just called as I was trying to talk to you guys, but now I gotta get the mail. What was I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, about all the stuff I was sending out. Hold on, let's see what we got. We got packages in the mail. Jack of all trades. What did I get? Oh, you know, probably my husband. He's been using my eBay account ordering a bunch of car parts lately. So, oh gosh, there's mail way in the back. Now I gotta put it in park because I gotta open the door. I gotta crawl out. I know, you're like, I didn't come on here to watch you get your mail. Make sure nobody's coming. So I sent email. I got an email from Macari about a week ago. It's gonna beep, I'm sorry, I'm not putting my seatbelt on, driving down my driveway. And or 2 weeks ago, and they said, you've had a high number of cancellations. Please don't sell stuff that you don't have. And so it didn't beep, that's good. So I had a feeling when I just canceled one that I was gonna get another nasty gram, but I haven't gotten one, so I don't know. I'm expecting it. But that's it. I am home now. Thank you for riding along with me, and just wanted to give you an update of what's going on. Now I got listings that are in my drafts that I can go in, and I'm gonna get listed and hopefully get some more sales. I'm gonna run a sale this weekend, probably 10% off my whole store. And I stopped my promoted. I'm going to probably restart my promoted, but I still did pretty good. I had one whole IKEA bag. What did I have? I had 4 Poshmark, 1 Macari, and 5 eBay sales. Oh, and 2 Etsy sales that I had to do today. So that's not too bad. Not bad for not being here doing anything. So, all right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.